Hello everyone, welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to add sign up link in login page. So the moment you click on sign up link, so we have to show user registration page, right? So earlier we are showing user registration form after login, right? So now we have to show user registration form as part of login page followed by login button. So after login button we have to show sign up link, right? So let me go to Eclipse and we have to modify login.jsp. So login.jsp is having login button, right? So after login button we'll create hyperlink anchor tag, right? So as part of the anchor tag there is a href attribute is available. So here we have to pass user registration URL. So now go to user controller. So here earlier we used to show user registration form default page, right? So after login, so now we have to provide URI to display user registration form. User registration, I will give user registration page. So now copy this URI and we have to provide this URI in login.jsp as part of anchor tag, right? So now let me define user registration page. So we have to provide the link name, right? It should be sign up, right? Sign up link. Now let me refresh the browser and you can see sign up link after login button. If you click on sign up link, you can see user registration page is displayed successfully. So now let me create one new user like Pavan Kalyan. So Pavan at gmail.com. User ID. See, pawan at gmail.com is already available in database. So it is showing error message. So then let me create any new user like Allu Arjun. Okay. So now allu at gmail.com and now password I will give allu at 123. So all small letters I am giving allu at 123. So now click on submit button. See, user registered successfully, but unfortunately we are showing registration success message in registration page only. So generally once user is registered successfully, we have to redirect back to login page, right? We have to redirect back to login page. How we can do that? Go to your user controller. So once user registered successfully with the help of save user link, so here earlier we are redirecting to user registration form, right? We are showing user registration form. Instead of user registration form we have to show login page. So for that, what is the URI to show login page? So go to login controller. So this is the URI to display login page, right? So instead of showing user registration form, so we have to display login page after user registration, right? Here you can keep login page. That's it. So now let me go to the browser and let me create again from login page. So now here let me click on sign up button and let me create any other new user, Mahesh Babu, and Mahesh at gmail.com. Password I will give Mahesh at the rate 123 and click on submit button. See, now we can see we are redirecting to login page. So now user can able to log in successfully. But if you observe here, so user registration registered successfully, it is still showing, right? So generally it should hide after 5 seconds or 10 seconds. We should not show always user registered successfully. So we have to hide this message after some time. So for that we have to write a logic to hide this successful message. So go to our user.js. So there is a user.js, right? In login page we have a user.js, correct? So in user.js, so we have success message and error message. So the moment we display success and error messages, after 5 seconds or 10 seconds we have to hide these error messages. So how we can do that? With the help of jQuery we can easily do that. So go to user.js, open Ctrl Shift R and user.js, and here after blur method, so you have to write the logic to hide success message and error messages. So with the help of id, so there is a, you can see in login page, uh, error message id due tag is having error message id and success message id. By using these two ids we can hide these messages after particular some time. So now we have to write logic for that. So let me copy success message id and then go to user.js, and in jQuery how we can fetch the id. So with the help of dollar and hash success message id, that's it. So dot, there is a delay method in jQuery, there is a delay method. So we can delay for 5, I think 5 or okay 5 seconds. So 5000 nothing but 5 seconds. After that there is another method called fade out. So fade out slowly there is a, we can define 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. So let me give 500. So if you give 500, slowly it will hide the success message. So similarly let me hide error message also. So what is the error message id? So that id is error message. So this is the id, whatever id you have given it here, so you have to use that id name. That's it. So now let me go to the browser and refresh the url slash login and enter. So let me create one more user, Salman Khan. Salman Khan, Salman at gmail.com, password Salman at 123. So click on submit button. So now it is redirecting to login page, and you can see after some time, see success message is hidden, right? So this is how we have to hide the success message or error message. So very easy guys. So now if I click on enter email, invalid email id and invalid password, if I click on login button we have to show invalid username or password, right? So currently it is empty page, so user cannot understand what is happening. So I have entered invalid username or password, clicking on login button, so it is not showing any message like invalid username or invalid credentials. So this also we have to handle in our web application. So how we can handle? So go to your custom configuration.java. So once user is after login to the web application, it will redirect to home page. If it is authentication is failed, then it is redirect to failure url. So in failure url we have given slash login uri, right? So if authentication is failed, we are directly displaying login page. So as part of the login uri you can pass some parameter, request parameter. So error or login failed is equal to, I will give true. So what is the meaning of this? So the moment authentication is failed, so along with the login URI we are passing request parameter saying that login failed is equal to true. So now let me go to the browser and refresh the browser. Now you can enter any invalid username or password and click on login button. If you observe here, so login URI is coming along with login failed request parameter. So with the help of the request parameter, we can display invalid username or password error message. So this request parameter we have to capture in controller, right? So in login controller, so go to, this is the, we can call this one as a request parameter. So how we can get request parameter in spring or spring boot? So go to your controller, so where we have to capture this login failed request parameter the moment we called the login URI, right? So login URI is available in login controller. So here, so along with the login, the moment request came to this login URI, we have to capture that request parameter name called login failed. Let me copy this login failed parameter and go to your login controller, and as part of the login page method we have a request param annotation. So with the help of request param annotation, we can capture login failed request parameter. So now here request parameter annotation is having name attribute, and here we have to give that request parameter name. So login failed request parameter name. And also, so by default whenever first time login, that time this login failed parameter will not be there, right? So if you go to the browser, if you remove this, click on enter. So if you don't pass the request parameter, see invalid, this is this site is cannot be reached. So why? Because we are still not added code properly, right? So let me complete this part. So at the rate request param, along with the request param annotation, we have to pass name is equal login failed, and then we have to create the variable boolean error or error message. Let's give error. Okay, so now we have, if the moment login is failed, so error message will come it as a true, right? Why? Because as part of the custom security configuration we are giving login failed is equal to true. So this value we have to capture. So this value will be stored in error variable. So this error variable, right? So and also by default we have to give default value should be, there is a default value attribute available in request parameter. So annotation, so here by default value I am giving false. Why? Because very first time this value you are not getting, right? Whenever you are opening the our web URL with the help of slash login URI, by default we have to set it as a false. Otherwise that log invalid credentials always display, invalid credentials message will display always. So that's the reason by default message should be false. So when it will become true, so whenever authentication is failed, that time this failed URL is being called in custom security configuration. So that time only this login failed request parameter value will come as true value. So that we have to capture in login controller. So after that we have to display the message, we have to check whether this error message is having true or not. How we can check? With the help of if condition. If error, if error, then what we have to do? We have to set the error message in model attribute. So let me create model attribute. I will create map model attribute string comma object and create the map object. Organize the import control shift O. So java dot util dot map. So inside that map we have to set the error message. So earlier if you go to the user controller, we are showing successful error messages with the help of map, right? Map is nothing but model attribute only. So map dot put, so here we are keeping success message. Similarly whenever authentication is failed, so that time we have to set error message. right? Same way we have to set it in login controller as well. If it is error true, then map dot put key. That key name should be, so in login page we have a error message, right? So there is a error message id. So with the help of error message id, so no, not this one, so you can see here error message, this is the key value, so this is the value of error message. So we have to pass this should be the key in login controller. So error message, so same key I am giving this div as a error message. So you have to copy this expression which is there here, error message. Copy this error message key and go to your login controller, set that error message here. That's it. What is the error message? If error is equal true, if error is true, then we have to send invalid username or password. That's it. So now this message will display in login page whenever you are entering wrong credentials. So very easy guys. What you have to do in custom configuration, whenever authentication is failed, so this failure url method will be called. So along with the login uri we are passing with the help of question mark login failed is equal to parameter. So this parameter we have to capture in login controller with the help of at the rate request param annotation. So request param annotation is having name is equal login failed and default value is equal to false. So whenever this value is coming as a true, so error, if it is true, then we are setting error message saying that invalid username or password. So let me test this one. So go to the browser and click on enter, and you can enter invalid username or password and click on login button. See now invalid username or password. Now after 5 seconds this message will be hide, right? So this is how we have to implement custom error messages in login page and also sign up page as well. So if you click on sign up page, let me create one new user and we can log in with new user credentials. Okay, so let me create Hrutik Roshan. Hrutik Roshan, and email id will be hrutik@gmail.com. Let me copy this email id and I will give password test at the rate 123 and click on submit button. So it is directly redirecting to login page. So here let me try to log in with Hrutik at gmail.com, and what is the password? Test at 123, test at the rate 123 I have given, and let me click on login button. Now you can see welcome to home page successfully. So this is how we have to display sign up button and login page. So in the next lecture I will catch you guys. Okay, so who are all watching newly, you can subscribe Java Cafeteria channel and you can learn Spring Boot development skills in easy way. Okay, thank you guys.